name from coast to coast, telling people how she needs me the most. Whenever she passes by, she always finds herself with another guy. She even goes as far to say that I'm her superstar. But girl, oh girl, I'm not a substitute lover. Oh no. Oh girl, don't take me for no substitute lover. Oh no. Whenever I call you on the telephone, there's someone to say you're not at home. Girl, you always have an alibi. It seems to me you have another guy. Don't intend to climb your love ladder or get caught up in your rapture. You see, girl, oh girl, don't take me for no substitute lover. Oh no. Ooh. Oh girl, I'm not a substitute lover. Oh no. Get yourself together and change your act. With your behavior you might get caught in a trap. Sometimes I wonder if your love is really true. By your action, little girl, it won't get through. Oh girl, I'm not a substitute lover. Oh no. Oh girl, don't take me for no substitute lover. Oh no. Still really and truly, no blame me, no second fiddle. Still really and truly, first class love is what I need. She called my name from coast to coast, telling people how she needs me the most. Whenever she passes by, she always finds herself with another guy. She even goes as far to say that I'm her superstar. But girl, oh girl, don't take me for no substitute lover. Oh no.
We go down the youth and the country as a whole. We chose a theme, building peace in the mind through the creative arts, culture, knowing well that we are in a time. Yeah, we are in a year for elections, right? And during times like these, we have people engaging in activities that become violent, and when violence cannot be controlled, it could turn into a civil war, and there could be a crisis on our hands. So we chose this theme, and we'll see some of our poems coming out to talk about peace, to talk about love, to talk about togetherness. We'll soon start this program by letting you know of some of the guests that we have here. We have in our midst a very important person. She's a mother to us, some of us who are in the poetry scene. She's the Honorable Minister for Creative Arts. I have promoted her. She's the Deputy Minister for Creative Arts and Culture. And she's in the name of... Okay. Whilst we are still waiting for some of our guests to turn up English to Russian, from Russian to other languages that you are even not aware of, but for the purposes of why we are gathered here, Russian is studied here in this department. So we'll see some of his works, being performed by some of the students. And he's a lecturer as well. He's in the name of Mr. Yuri. Let's win and apply the ceremony to a success for them. So ladies and gentlemen, let's open up UNESCO World Poetry Day celebration.
Before we start.
Is it? Thank you very much. Everybody, Mr. Yuri. First of all, I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak with you. on this day that marks the World Poetry Day. I am very passionate about poetry because I think that the flavor with which words are strung together, like my beats, is nicer and perhaps memorable than ordinary language. And so I've always sought to promote people in the creative arts sector who are interested in poetry. But I have a little concern, and the concern is because of the kinds of things I watch you do and I listen to young people do in these few years that spoken word has started again. And it is that we are taking poetic license to another level that is worrying. By all means, you should be interested in what's happening in your country. You should be interested in what's happening to the resources of your country. But the way in which we seek to address the issue through poetry sometimes comes across as very aggressive, for want of a better word. Now, I don't know if anybody has ever succeeded in correcting anybody through aggression. I think that the best way is to endear yourself towards people and warm your way to them and have them hear you. Now, if I stood here and said, let me take my glasses off so you can see the expression. We don't have light, so I'm going to tell this way. If I came in here and I went, good morning, you won't want to reply, not so. You won't want to respond. But if I came and I said, good morning, see, all of a sudden I can see everybody's teeth. That's what I'm talking about. So there's an advice from Shakespeare to thespians. And I like to think that you can make it big by including even people who do poetry, is that we must match the actions to the words and the words to the action. So if you're not feeling angry, why do you use angry words? You confuse me. If I'm doing something wrong and you want to draw my attention, you don't have to be angry with what I'm doing. Your role is to correct me, is to draw my attention. But if you do it with language that comes across as aggressive or disrespectful, you are turning me away from you, as I showed in the example. So perhaps as we seek to grow again the domain where poetry resides, and until we are able to get people to invite us to perform and pay us as musicians are done and as dancers are done, we don't want to antagonize people. The same people we are expecting to engage us when they are having events. You antagonize them before you have arrived. Then it's going to take a lot to do that. You have to help me do that. You have to help me in the kinds of things that we write about and the way in which we present them. I don't think that it will be easy for me to support anything that I don't agree with, especially when I'm in a generation that you are not in. You're not in my generation, but I'm in yours. I'm in yours because I have children like you. So if I can tell my children it's wrong, I can tell you too that it's wrong. This morning I was at Gimpa to speak to the cohorts of 2016 Yali participants. And I said to them that Kwame Nkrumah didn't have the opportunity that they had. Nelson Mandela didn't have the opportunity that they had. And what opportunity is that? It's an opportunity where you have people invest in you to teach you about leadership. He had to discover that for himself. What was he fighting? Colonialism. He didn't have a Ghana like this. He did not have a Ghana like this where opportunities abound. He had a Ghana where there was a lot of struggle. Nelson Mandela had South Africa that had a lot of struggle. And yet they become phenomenal leaders. True? Yeah. You're in your Ghana, you don't know your Ghana. You expect me to know everything and be able to do everything. You have to play your part. If you see where he's coming from, it's a very humble background. But that name resonates with many people around the world. You cannot talk about Pan-Africanism without talking about what are young people using the freedom they have. In those days, say the wrong thing and you'll be in prison, not so. So now you have the opportunity to speak. What are you saying? What are you saying to me? Do I have to listen to you? Thus to be so misguided into thinking that we live in the worst of times. But really, I'm not that old, but I am old enough to have children like you. Then I can say that you are blessed to be in this generation. You can't learn about producing a show like that in the classroom. My parents would have found money and put me in a school to learn it. You learn it on the job. And so I sacrificed to do that. And today I can say it's brought me so much knowledge about my culture. When I was earning that 50 CDs, people were earning 10 CDs, 15 CDs. I'm thinking, wow. What is this now? There's so many Africans and they are one. So they are so powerful, yes, we recognize that. But it takes one. It takes an individual to start something that the world can benefit. What were we cute those days? And everybody thought we were cute. And he said, to go behind Placito to Snap College to rewrite the whole A level. Alright? Not for self, but for country. I chose to be here for country. Yali is about empowering people. And this is about empowering people. So I've chosen today to give this 24 hours that I'm blessed with as a gift. But the creative artists themselves must position themselves to take advantage of this opportunity. You are in a good time. I don't know what you have. So if you want to use it for your own personal benefit, and not look at your work and its impact on the total community. You would have shocked him. He did not be able to sit underneath to take the shade, and he wrote anyway. Because he knew that there were people going to come after him who would sit under that tree and enjoy from the shade. The tree that he had planted. Continue loving what you do, commit to work, commit to learning. You are lucky to have a few of the older writers still around. Approach them. Get them to help you fine-tune your work and see how you can collectively publish a book. I just asked Helen whether a copy of the mother's book was in the car, and apparently I left it in my house. So this is a book that we published, about 50 people contributed to it, and you could see that the fund publishers and it was published. How do you take advantage of the people who are in the thick of it to play? I need you to be curious, I need you to dare to be different. Thank
you very much.
Yes.
Recite a poem titled Unthinking Tradition. First and foremost, I believe we all came from a social antecedents. What I mean by a social antecedents are the beliefs, the forces, taboos, and the likes that embodies a society. But then there are these traditions that tends to impede on our development, so I started to write on it. And one of these traditions that tends to hinder on the entrance of our development is child marriage. So I started to write on it. So the title is Unthinking Tradition, and it goes like, but under the orders of an unthinking tradition, poverty acts in conformity, enforcing every statute to waiting. A mission unbeknown to a completion. The beauty and the brains behind our men embarks alone on a journey back to extinction. Held together with spotted hyenas in the control of a lion, working like a drone. Our pride and prestige lies in sorrows, a wilderness full of the disease and disease. They grieve and lament in silence, enduring all the traumas and oppressions accompanied by the responsibilities of a slave, a wife, and a mother. Children bearing their own children with their fathers.
When you're ready to say, when the rest of the song.
Let's talk about peace. How many people are from Côte d'Ivoire here? Any Ivorians? Okay. I think it was in 2005. We're going on a mission. We stayed in Cote d'Ivoire overnight, and the war broke out. I got stuck in Cote d'Ivoire with the team from the university here. And so I tasted what war is like. Eventually, the French had set up a control unit. I had the chance to go in there and take pictures with some of the military people. But then, because we're working for the UN, they found a way to get us all together very, very quickly. And you need to take that to heart and ensure that you pattern your life in a way that at the end of the day, you could really say that you made a contribution to your country. In America, for example, I remember John F. Kennedy did ask that question. Don't ask what your country can do for you, right? Can you complete it?
What you can do for your country.
Well, if you've said it, so this is the statement from Irina Bokova, Director General of UNESCO, on the occasion of World Poetry Day, March 21st, 2016. Shakespeare, who died 400 years ago, wrote in A Midsummer's Night's Dream that the poet's eye in fine frenzy rolling doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven, and as imagination bodies forth the forms of things unknown, the poet's pen turns them to shapes and gives to airy nothing a local habitation and a name. So that's from Shakespeare. She is quoting Shakespeare. By paying tribute to the men and women whose only instrument is free speech, who imagine and act, UNESCO recognizes in poetry its value as a symbol of the human spirit's creativity. By giving form and words to that which has none, such as the unfathomable beauty that surrounds us, the immense suffering and misery of the world, poetry contributes to the expansion of our common humanity, helping to increase its strength, solidarity, and self-awareness. The voices that carry poetry help to promote linguistic diversity and freedom of expression. They participate in the global effort towards artistic education and the dissemination of culture. The first word of a poem sometimes suffices to regain confidence in the face of adversity, to find the path of hope in the face of barbarity. In the age of automation and the immediacy of modern life, poetry also opens a space for the freedom and adventure. Let me get my line. Knowledge, social, cultural values, and collective memory, which strengthens anonymous voices committed to and through poetry, giving readings in the shadows or in the spotlight in gardens or streets. I call upon all member states to support this poetic effort, which has the power to bring us together regardless of origins or beliefs, by that which is at the very core of humanity. So I hope I'll leave it here. You can take your time later, dissect it, and I'm sure use it for you.
Oh, human being.
Oh, human being. And it was translated by our lecturer, Mr. Legon. So it goes like this. Oh, human being, you are great, unique. The words of yours is imagination. Your soul is invisible. It's not cold, weak. The noble thoughts are filled with adulation. You are a man of means. You try your luck. Beware, times are hard, and it may be even harder. Oh dear, keep your head, back up your courage. And I'm sure no one will choose your other. Cheer up and listen carefully to your heart. I know you need a shoulder to move.
I will tell thee of the time before the fall, the time before the winds that are released. Como un encuentro de colegio, errando serpientes, más rápido que las olas han olvidado el camino en los grandes mares. I sing another dirge tonight, and none that earth came to console. Only the palm trees and his wine will stood beside. I will awake. I will trace the footprints. I will move on till I find it low. Does it all end there, with fallen leaves and drying greens and farming soil? Does it all end there? Does it all end there, with falling rain and scorching sun and dry windy air? Does it all end there? Tides and lifting, anchors drifting, cables sway. Oh, when tears dry and clouds roll by, it is darkness. Will it end? Oh, I'm a day, I'm a
all the beauty that we've lost before wants to find us again. I can't fight you anymore. See what I'm fighting for. What if I told you it was possible you have been despised? Tried and tested, that all those times you've tried breaking loose from those impeccable moments, trying to step out of the cage of betrayal, anger, pain and hurt. All those remain and not was for a better good. What your parents had no idea about, not your smartest intellectual deed, either not even you, the victimized, was right before your eyes, but you couldn't see. You couldn't feel. You couldn't hear. What if I told you it was good you have been downtrodden, crushed, broken into pieces, such that you have been picked up piece by piece, fixed, and mended for a perfect touch? It is called all things working together for your good. It is called all things working together. Weep tears. Bleed your soul out to death. Listen. Jim Rohn will say, we are in the best of times and we are in the worst of times. So I want to tell you, what if I told you it was good you have been somewhere you knew not the mistakes, some of the mistakes, and some of the takes that our parents mistakenly took, landed us here. Here in these times, I pray so hard for safe haven. What if I told you it wasn't your fault, you had to cry, weep tears, bleed your soul out to death, at the point of death? I won't argue much. It was good you had to pass through those fearsome wilderness, to hell, back and forth. Days of many, days of nothing, days of hunger, days of plenty at your table. It was good you had to pass through those fearsome wilderness, desolate lands, to be certain of what you have been made of. Trust me, it was for the best of all times, to be certain of what you have been made of, for the life ahead of you, to be a vessel of gold. A vessel of honor unto God. This
is a very short poem I wrote about war and peace. I don't mention war very much, but I think about how we deal with things we don't like, or people who behave in ways we don't like in the traditional areas. And I wonder what kind of thing we would do to war if we were to catch him and to run him through our streets. And how our mothers will shout at him and tell him, we've seen you. Because we've seen you is a simple sentence. But in our parlance, it has its implications. We know who you are. And we've seen you. We've seen you and we hoot at you. We hoot at you to the streets that you've desecrated. Don't turn away your face from the destruction that you've threatened. Varvui, bezalas na vaina. Ukralu na siharoshia chustva. Oh, but your shadow is as known to us as the heart is to the hand. And our reaction to it is no different. With the shame at first, they have seen strength and hit at that. Today, we beat the drums for the atonement. Today, we take off walls raiment. Because we've seen you and we hoot at you. Thank you.
He's not a poet, but he will do his best. That's what happened.
It's talking about importance to God. So war is nothing for us to encourage. So if we see there are things that are inciting or getting us towards what could be war, as young people, I will encourage that we be the agents of change. Away from pride and strife, take respite, for in war no peace abound. Little provocations ruin the vine, brewing in its vault the sour wine. Like a deluge, it ruins all war, not peace. Their loss of peace is a threat to your peace. There is no victor but victim, and the wind of his ruin, of his peace, yours you threw away. Oh, take respite, and pride not in strife. Embrace peace, seek peace, and pursue it. Thank you.
And like I said, we ended on the very nice pictures, and would, like I said, chat with our guests if they still have more time. So thank you all. It's been a wonderful time.
Sweep over my soul, sweep over my soul. Though the road in life gets rough, Jaja sweep over my soul. Dingy die, sweep over my soul. Sweep over my soul. Though the billows roll and tempests blow, Jaja will sweep over my soul. Every day, every moment, I will sing a song of praise to Him. Hail the King of Kings. Every day, I will rise. Every morning, I will sing. Every evening, I will lift my voice. Lift my voice in praise. Oh Lord, sweep over my soul, sweep over my soul. Though the billows roll and tempests